The Speaker of the House of Commons, Lindsay Hoyle, overturned parliamentary precedent in order on the SNP, as you know, gets 3 opposition days per session. Labour gets 17, I think. What was briefed by Labour sources to Nicholas Watt, who's been my colleague at the Guardian newspaper, political correspondent at the Guardian newspaper now, is obviously at BBC Newsnight, was that the Labour Party had told the Speaker, who was himself a former Labour MP, that with the inevitable Labour government, which is going to come in the election, if he didn't do what they said on this, then they would remove him. Do you think Labour blackmailed the Speaker?
Oh, there was definitely, I think, harassment. There was definitely intimidation. I suspect bullying as well. That is certainly the suspicion. That is certainly the worry and the concern that we've got. Because why else would the Speaker take the unprecedented action of effectively bending or breaking the rules unilaterally in order to take the action that he took? And he said, I was concerned about MP safety. Well, there's lots of reasons, lots of issues of MP safety that have been raised before. And let's just think about breaking rules in the House of Commons. Well, if he was going to do that for MP safety, I thought he would have taken Diane Abbott at PMQs, of course, who was being threatened with being shot for being a black female MP. He didn't decide to break the rules then in order to hear her concerns about her safety.
I mean, on that before, I was going to ask you about Diane Abbott, obviously, but do you think that unleashed a wave of anti-Muslim racism? Because they argued that they did it on the basis of safety, which then presented, by definition, those protesting against Gaza as a dangerous, violent threat. That then focused on the fact that because there were many Muslims being murdered in Gaza, there was a large number of Muslims who were taking part in these protests. Did that unleash, do you think, a wave of Islamophobia?
Look, to be frank, I think the wave of Islamophobia has been unleashed by particularly the Conservative government for many, many years. Look, that particular one action, it certainly doesn't help the situation. Muslims already feel right across the United Kingdom under threat for doing nothing other than, of course, voicing their peaceful protest at the inaction of the UK government. And of course, on those marches, as you know, because you've been on many of them, it is not just Muslims.
No, of course, no.
All faiths and no faiths marching in solidarity.
But it inevitably focused because of the claims of a dangerous extremist, and then people said, the argument then is, who are you talking about? And then that's why it then focused on Muslim protesters.
And look, in the most recent interventions today from Michael Gove are only going to add to that.
In terms of the Speaker, the SNP have called for his resignation. So firstly, do you stick by that? But secondly, do you think it's possible for his removal, given what happened there, but also in the case of Diane Abbott with the shocking racism against her, but the fact she was not called at PMQ, she stood up, I think, 46 times. The Speaker again, this time, deferred to what he said with parliamentary protocol, but it turns out that wasn't parliamentary protocol because he called, for example, Ed Davey, who didn't need to call. So what does that say about the integrity of the Speaker? Do you think he's unfit for office, and will you push to have him removed?
Look, I'll go further. We absolutely agree that I don't think his position is tenable. I don't think he should be the Speaker of the House of Commons for what he did previously, but also I have to say his most recent actions in relation to PMQs and not taking Diane Abbott. But to me, that was a demonstration of the fact that we continue to face, as people of colour, institutional racism. Mm-hmm. The fact that a black female MP is not able to speak for herself, but other people are able to speak for her, and the Speaker of the House of Commons ignores her, but is willing to take other speakers that are not on the order paper. To me, is that demonstration of afraid institutional racism which exists within our institutions.